Not making resolutions to be nice to each other, starting with these people next door who have serious boundary issues in every possible way. Here's Tom Llamas.
On patrol with the 2020 Nasty Neighbor Watch, dispatched to the front lines of Why Can't We All Just Get Along by neighbor expert and ABC News consultant Bob Borzada.
Of all the kinds of neighbor disputes, there's nothing like a good border war to get people's blood boiling.
Tonight, two tales of terrifying territoriality, straight from Borzada's inbox. First, from Poughkeepsie, New York, along the historic Hudson River, a call for help.
The Ennis family says they have, quote, the mother of all neighbor disputes.
We've had quite a bit of trouble with the neighbors.
And so this is the entryway now into all your misery?
Yes, please follow me into my secret garden.
There's no garden, and it's not a secret. Liz Ennis is in a blowtorch hot bickering battle with her backdoor neighbors, Steve and Loretta Jaeger.
This is my property.
If nothing else, the 65 security videos Ennis put up on YouTube reveal clashing lifestyles and landscaping. The Jaegers are Martha Stewart-style neatniks, while the Ennis' backyard, judge for yourself.
He's got a perfectly landscaped lawn that he loves, and maybe he thinks your backyard is a mess.
Part of our problem is that we've been spending money on his lawsuits and whatever.
You don't have any money left to clean up the backyard.
Oh, no.
Given the personality differences, a border skirmish was bound to erupt. The first salvo comes when the Ennises accuse Steve Jaeger of aggressive lawn mowing, kicking up clouds of dust, and sometimes just kicking. Then, the Ennises say the Jaegers became chronic, petty complainers.
He's complained about derelict cars, barbecues, lights, birds, vermin.
The list goes on and on.
On and on and on and on and on.
But it turned to all-out war when the Jaegers took a drastic step that would forever block the Ennis eyesore behind them.
This is the problem, huh?
Yeah.
Jaeger hires a surveyor who says the deed to the Ennis property is wrong. She owns less than she thought, a lot less. Then D-Day. Jaeger builds a fence right across what Ennis considers her land.
He never owned the property. Never.
Nothing says I hate you like an 8-foot, $5,000 hardwood stockade fence, especially when it's being used as an attack position to drown out your neighbor's barbecue with a hose.
It's very disturbing, it's very upsetting, and it's so incredibly wrong.
Ennis sued Jaeger over the alleged land grab twice.
What was the meanest thing you ever told him?
I said, does it suck to wake up in the morning and find out that you're still you?
But two judges have sided with Jaeger, saying he's right about the property lines and his fence is fine.
So we heard from the Ennis family. Let's see what the Jaegers have to say.
Over at what Liz Ennis would consider the enemy camp, Steve and Loretta Jaeger reluctantly told us their side of the story.
We asked to settle it between the two surveyors. She said, no, it's going to court. It went to court. She lost it. It's not her property.
They say it's Liz who is unreasonable and a nuisance.
This is what she done to my backyard.
What is that? What am I looking at there?
She killed all the grass, put the logs down, and disputed property. She met
Put
it all.
lights on us for 4.5 years. How would you like that?
That was shining into your backyard?
What she did
Into
to
our
us.
house. Into our
It lights up the whole
side of the
backyard. It's like a tennis court.
Now it's time to go back to the Ennis family and find out what they have to say. Liz, we were just at your neighbor's place.
Sure.
They showed us some very interesting photos. Were you shining spotlights on your neighbor's living room to kind of harass them?
No.
Liz also denies killing the grass. It's the Neatniks versus the Mess Squad. So who's in the right? We'll find out shortly. But first, we're off to check out another report of a neighbor from hell.
This just in at neighborsfromhell.com headquarters. An email from Paul Sahaki and Catherine Gannon up in Cooperstown, New York. They say they have a shocking neighbor from hell story.
The Sohakis have been in a very bad neighbor dispute with their neighbor, Gene Ellis.
It says here the neighbor attempted to steal their land. Quote, for safety reasons, we had to film our neighbor whenever he came to us. And guys, it sounds like this is when the real trouble started.
This
Why
is
don't you get a life and stay off?
this
my
is
property?
real imaginative, Gene. Putting up no trespassing signs. Oh, wow.
That's Gene Ellis. Paul Sohaki and his wife Catherine Gannon say he's the neighbor from hell.
What's your house over there?
Their house sits on 12 scenic acres in Otsego County, New York. Gene Ellis has more than 50, but it's still not big enough for the both of them.
You can't see any houses from here. It's completely secluded.
But you found a reason to fight.
52 acres wasn't enough. He needed, more of our land.
It all started because Paul and Catherine say Gene's driveway crossed a sliver of their land.
You guys have 12 acres. He has 52 acres.
Yes.
And for 8 years, you guys fought over this space right here.
He never asked permission. He said, "You're not going to prevent us from driving on this driveway."
Paul and Catherine installed security cameras to document Ellis, and he started snapping pictures back.
I'm on my own land. Someone's taking pictures of me. Oh my gosh. So you finally went out and bought a camera, eh? Say cheese. Oh yeah, you've been nothing but the best neighbor to us, let me tell you.
He come right up to here with cameras and yelling things.
Paul and Catherine say that Ellis was harassing them and trespassing on their property. They caught him on camera, dumping dirt, mowing the lawn, and posting no trespassing signs.
Gene, you are the worst freaking neighbor that has ever existed.
Well, why don't you listen to yourself and grow up?
Grow up!
Children
Grow up!
mature than you. Grow up!
Hey, why don't you grow up? Why don't you grow up?
But things don't get really interesting until Paul and Catherine take their videos to the county district attorney, John Meal, pleading with him to do something. When we come back, he does. But you won't believe who winds up in handcuffs.
Oh, bye, idiot. Bye.